and the number 11, Jeff Powell, and Les Gillette. Green flag's going to fly. Here in this 8-lap qualifying heat race, looks like the 31 of Hillis going to jump into the lead. Here comes Bill Rampy on the outside in the 1J Hunts Tree Farm sponsored race. So he's going to make his way down on the bottom of the speedway off of turn 4. Poke his nose underneath the Hillis down the front straightaway. They race hard into turn 1. Hillis in the middle, Rampy down on the bottom. It's going to be a drag race down the backstretch. It looks like Rampy going to carry the momentum down to the low side. Duck underneath the 31 of Hillis and be your lap number 2 leader. Bill Rampy overtaking the 31 of Hillis. They'll race off of turn 2. Rampy going to try to open up a little breathing room over Hillis. He'll make his way into turn 3. It's Jimmy Howard in the wide open, sponsored number 11. Now in third, there's Clayton Ingram, solidly in 4th spot. And currently in 5th, it's Oliver Gage, but Stanley going to poke underneath Gage to no avail. Gillette looking for a spot and opening on the high side in the 33 car. We're halfway home here. Bill Rampy, your leader. It's Larry Hillis, but look at Jimmy Howard with a full head of steam peeking underneath of the 31. Had to back out of it, check up to avoid contact. We're 3 laps from the end here in this 8-lap qualifying heat race. As they spread themselves out a bit, Bill Rampy going to get the 2-lap to go sign out of turn 4. It's still Hillis there in 2nd, Jimmy Howard 3rd, Clayton Ingram 4th, and now Les Gillette making his way into that number 5 spot. Rampy looking very fast out there in that 1J car as he makes his way off of turn 4. White flag going to fly for your leader. Jimmy Howard gets a run underneath the 31 of Hillis. He'll try to steal that number 2 spot away on this last lap. He gets the spot off of turn 2 down the backstretch. He'll go. Jimmy Howard now there in 2nd. Here's your winner, Bill Rampy, in the Hunts Christmas Tree Farm 1J. Jimmy Howard 2nd. Larry Hillis, Clayton Ingram, Les Gillette, Oliver Gage, John Stanley, and Jeff Powell. And he'll do so. Brett Welsh with the advantage down in turn 1. There goes Joey Colstein in the 151. He's going to race to the top side of Tuttle. Humphrey ducks underneath into that 3rd spot. Down the backstretch they go. Brett Welsh in the Anderson Insurance 00 going to be your lap number 1 leader. Colstein looking very fast in the 151 car. Harold Humphrey stalking them there in the 3rd position. Pat Voltra solidly in the 4th spot. We're 2 laps into this 8-lap qualifying heat race down the backstretch. The Anderson Insurance sponsored 00. Racing in turn 3, Brett Welsh out of Berkshire, New York, your leader. Pat Voltra all over the back of Harold Humphrey in the 78H car looking for that number 3 spot. In the meantime, Brett Welsh got his hands full with the 2nd generation star in the 151. Colstein working the bottom of the speedway off of turn 2. He peeks underneath Welch down the backstretch, but Welch carries the momentum back into the lead. Brett up on the top side. There's Colstein on the bottom. It's a drag race to the line as we score lap number 5. Colstein looking for the win here in this first qualifying heat race. Looks like he's got a good shot off of turn 4 down on the bottom. It's Colstein. They're dead even at the line. We got 2 to go in this heat race. Joe Colstein bobbles a slight bit. He'll have to tuck in behind the 00 of Welsh. White flag flying for your leader. As we've got these cars spread out now, it's going to be Brett Welsh by about 2 car lengths down the backstretch into turn 3. Here he comes off of 4. It's going to be Brett Welsh out of Berkshire, your winner. 2nd's Colstein. 3rd, Harold Humphrey, Pat Voltra, Jason Tuttle, and Nick Pierce will round out the field. Green flag's going to fly. It looks like Allen gets a good run down the front straightaway into turn 1. Look at Chance Spoonhauer tuck underneath Rooney into that number 2 spot down the backstretch. They'll drag race into turn 3. Spoonhauer with the advantage as he makes the move to overtake that number 2 spot. Look at Rich Green finding a little something And that's Southern Tier Installations number 35M to overtake that number 3 spot. Rooney got his hands full with Olsheimer down the backstretch. They race. Olsheimer going to steal that number 4 spot away. They'll bunch together there as your leader. The 96 of Scott Allen comfortably opens up about a 5-car length margin over number 2 spot of Chance Spoonhauer. Olsheimer looking for that number 3 spot. He races underneath of Green off of turn 4. The 51Z of Olsheimer looking strong as he overtakes the number 3 position. He'll set his sights on Chance Spoonhauer down the backstretch. Your leader checking out on the field. Scott Allen looking very quick. And that Simplex Auto Machine sponsored number 96 as we're halfway home here in this second qualifying heat race. Chance Spoonhauer looks like he's fighting an ill-handling racer as he races down the backstretch trying to protect that number 2 spot. That looks like that's the race right now. But here comes Rooney ducking underneath Green, working on that number 4 spot. Green pushes up, opens the door for him. Rooney going to take advantage. Here comes Green back at you on the top side. Not ready to give that number 4 spot away yet. He does the outside-inside move down the front straightaway, trying to peek underneath. And he'll take the number 4 spot back away from Rooney. We got 2 laps to go for your leader, Allen. Chance Spoonhauer, Ryan Olsheimer, Rich Green, and Paul Rooney. Billy Spoonhauer, Matt Ledwinski, and Kurt Pierce. And your winner, Scott Allen. It's going to be Chance Spoonhauer, Ryan Olsheimer, Rich Green, Rooney rounding out the top 5. Then you got Billy Spoonhauer, Matt Ledwinski, and Kurt Pierce. 2 young lions on the front row. It's Purcell and Goodwin down the front straightaway. They'll race into turn 1. They're dead even. Purcell on the bottom, Goodwin on the top. It looks like Purcell's got the advantage into 3, but BJ going to dive in deep on the top side. He'll carry it through and overtake that number 1 spot as we score lap number 1. There's Ray Taylor finding something down on the bottom as he tucks underneath Purcell to steal that number 2 spot away. Kevin Jordan going to try to do the same thing as he finds something there as well. He'll tuck in behind Taylor in that number 3 spot. Purcell will fall into 4th. JT McKernan and Chad Cook in a battle for that number 5 spot. Down the backstretch they go. PJ Goodwin opens up about a 5-car length lead over Taylor and Kevin Jordan. Jordan working the bottom of the speedway masterfully in that number 22 car as he's trying to find a little advantage down the backstretch to race underneath the 90 of Taylor. He found that opening off of turn 4 as he tucks underneath Taylor. Taylor going to shut the door as they race into turn 1. PJ Goodwin loving this as he checks out on those 2 battling for the number 2 spot. Jordan finally working the inside, getting past the 90 of Taylor as the bottom of the racetrack looks to be the fast place to be. Ray Taylor trying to make a liar out of me as he races down the backstretch. He's found a little something up on the top side as they race off of turn 4. What a battle for that number 2 spot as they're dead even at the stripe. Taylor hustling back to the top side. He bobbled just a slight bit. Kevin Jordan took advantage of it. Your leader, PJ Goodwin, getting the white flag. Jordan now second. Ray Taylor and the young gun, Chad Cook, making his way into that number 4 spot. That's the race right there for that number 2 spot. It's going to be a race off of turn 4. There's your winner, PJ Goodwin. Ray Taylor going to win the number 2 spot. Kevin Jordan, Chad Cook, Joshua Purcell, and JT McKernan. In that 5th spot on the outside of him, Laverne Knickerbocker. It's Nick Robinson and Darrell Ellis. Green flag going to fly. Your leader's going to be battling Butch Green off of turn 2. He'll race down the backstretch. Darrell Krebs finds something there to race in the number 2 spot. Look at Bob Mills work the bottom side of Morris as they race. Trouble over in turn 3. Scott Smith getting around as well as Laverne Knickerbocker in the 87 car. Knickerbocker caught down on the infield, trying hard to get out of the mud and the muck as yellow flag will fly. I'm sure he warned these guys about jump starting. Green flag going to fly. They do a good job off of turn 4. Your leader, Butch Green. Darrell Krebs pushes up. Here comes Bob Mills. In the 94X down the backstretch, he'll race into that number 2 spot. Krebs going to tuck in behind him. Here comes Darrell Ellis in the number 5 car. Butch Green, your leader. Mills, Krebs, Ellis, Scott Smith, and Michael Morris battling for that number 5 spot. There goes Darrell Ellis peeking underneath. Krebs down the backstretch. Going to steal that number 4 spot away. Scott Smith trying to find the opening as well as he carries the number 12 into that number 4 spot. Krebs going to fade back there into that 5th spot. Oh, Bob Mills bobbled. Darrell Ellis took advantage as he raced in that number 2 spot. He'll try to track down your leader, battling Butch Green, getting the halfway sign in the 56 car. Ellis second. Scott Smith and Bob Mills racing for that number 3 spot. Smith with the advantage down the backstretch into turn 3. Scott Smith doing a good job there in the number 12 car as he takes that number 3 spot away from the veteran Mills. Laverne Knickerbocker trying to race his way back into the thick of things in that 87 car as he's in a battle with Michael Morris back there in the 21 car. 2 laps to go for your leader, Green. Darrell Ellis got his hands full with Scott Smith in the number 12 car. Here comes Bob Mills, going to work the top side off of turn 2. See if he can gather him in. Look at the battle there for number 2 spot between Ellis and Smith. Smith making the pass as he races off to turn 4. White flag flying for your leaders. Ellis going to have his hands full with Bob Mills down the backstretch. Mills finding something there up on the top side as he'll race hard and deep into turn 3. Try to wrestle that 3rd spot away from Ellis at the checkers. It's Butch Green, Scott Smith, Darrell Ellis by a nose, Bob Mills, Darrell Krebs, Michael Morris, Laverne Knickerbocker, and Nick Robinson. And the 83T will round out the field. Here comes Donnie Russell, going to wrestle the lead away from Marsh as he races down the front straightaway. Marsh on the top side, Russell on the bottom. Richie Hill is going to follow him through into that number 2 spot down the backstretch. They'll race into turn 3. Your leader now Russell, Richie Hillis, Randy Marsh, and Ben Poirier. Trouble for the 83T off of turn 2. Comes to a rest up on the top side. Green flag going to fly for Russell. There goes Richie Hillis tucking underneath Marsh. One more time, going to try to take that number 2 spot away. Marsh washes up. Hillis completes the pass for the number 2 spot as they race down the backstretch into turn 3. Donnie Russell, your leader here, lap 2. It's now Richie Hillis, Randy Marsh, Ben Poirier, and Joe George in a battle for that number 4 spot. They're not content with number 4, so they're going to race to the outside of Marsh. Apparent troubles on the number 17 car as he slows his pace, arm waving, trying to get out of harm's way. He'll do so in the 17 car. Your leader, Donnie Russell, looking stronger every week that he competes. Of course, he is a rookie last year, doing a good job here in 2006. Halfway home to the checkers here in qualifying heat number 2. Richie Hillis all over him like a man with a cheap suit as they race down the backstretch. Trouble over in turn 2. Poirier, a puff of smoke on the 65 car. Not sure exactly what happened there. Looks like he slowed significantly. Oh, he's got a broken spindle or something on the left front of that car. You can see the wheel lopped right over. Broken ball joint or bent A-frame, something. Youch! He can't control it as he comes to a screeching halt over there in turn 2. Green flag flying for your leader, Donnie Russell. As he races down into turn 1. We got 3 to go here in this qualifying heat race number 2 in the pure stocks. White flag flying for your leader, Russell. Little smoke off the backside of the number 7 car. It might be the afterburners or something as he looks quick. Checker's going to fly for Russell. Second's the 83T, Richie Hillis there in third, and the 13J rounding out the field. Last night's feature winner at Skyline Raceway, Gary Stage in the Rich's Garage 11S. Green flag flies, your leader Stephen Deinhardt, but here comes Mike Wilbur on the inside down into turn 3. He'll go. Deinhardt trying to protect that number 1 spot. Wilbur going to work the bottom off of turn 4. They're dead even at the line. Too close to call. Deinhardt pushes up. Wilbur makes his way through into that number 1 spot. Gordonier going to follow as they race hard into turn 3. It's now Wilbur, Gordonier, Jason Rhodes, Stephen Deinhardt, and Stage. Down the backstretch, Mike Wilbur goes into turn 3. Looks to be quick in that number 6 car as he races off of turn 4. He's got one of them Punk race engines in there. Working well tonight. Stage going to peek underneath Deinhardt into turn 3. Down on the bottom working on that number 4 spot. Your leader, Mike Wilbur, gets a halfway sign. Second's Gordonier, Jason Rhodes. And the battle right now is for that number 4 spot. Stage gets loose. Nearly loops it, comes to a rest over there in turn 2. Leaving the door open for Deinhardt. He'll back away from that Uke tire. No caution flag. He'll race away under his own power. We're 5 laps into this 8-lap qualifying heat race. White flag flying for leader Wilbur. Gordonier still second. Jason Rhodes trying to reel him in. Stephen Deinhardt, the 14 and the 11S of Stage. Stage looking to like he's fighting a loose car. Your winner, Mike Wilbur. It's going to be Gordonier, Rhodes, Deinhardt, and the 14 rounding out the top 5 positions. 7, the Cardiac Kid, Nick Stark in the 23, and finally the number 5 will round out the field. Green flag going to fly. William Manuel, I don't know if he knows the green's out or he's just having trouble getting under motion as he comes to a spin over there in turn 2. He'll gather back in and race off. Your leader, Jay Keith. There's Swansboro down on the bottom. Rory Backner, Campbell, and Officer Donut. The Cardiac Kid trying to reel him in that number 23 car. Last night's feature winner over at the Skyline Raceway. Keith looking strong in the number 15 car. Look at Officer Donut. He's in hot pursuit in that black and white number 36. As they race off of turn 4, Keith checks out on the rest of the field. The battle right now is for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Rory Backner making his way underneath Swansboro into that number 2 spot. Swansboro will tuck in behind him. Officer Donut and the Cardiac Kid. Jason Keith, your leader, by a wide margin as he gets the 2 to go sign. Rory Backner, Swansboro, Officer Donut, and the Cardiac Kid. Your top 5. Jay Keith going to get the white flag off of turn 4. As the rest of the field is kind of settled into their positions. Backner still second. Swansboro, Pagliaro, and Stark, your top 5. One more time for your leader and winner here in qualifying heat number 1 of the Thunderdogs. It's Jay Keith in the number 15 coming across first. Then it's going to be Backner, Swansboro, Officer Donut, and the Cardiac Kid, Nick Stark. Joe Campbell, Matt Sherwood, and William Manuel will round out the field. There goes the green flag. Hoskins looking for the advantage. He races down into turn 1. Frisco on his back bumper in the X2 car. There goes Joel Pritchard peeking underneath off of turn 2. He's racing with Frisco for that number 2 spot. Pritchard with the advantage. Hoskins, your leader, off of turn 4. Hoskins on the top side. Here comes Pritchard. And Frisco going to do the double pass. Off of turn 2 they go. Pritchard, your leader. Here comes Frisco to the top side. Trying to work past the 28 of Hoskins. There's Mark Keith Jr. in the 11 car in the hunt as well as they race off of turn 4. The battle right there is for the second position. Your leader's Pritchard. Here comes Mark Keith Jr. underneath off of turn 2. Going to be a battle here as Frisco working the middle of the track underneath Hoskins into that number 2 spot. Frisco goes. He washes up. Here comes Mark Keith Jr. making it a 3-car battle. They bunch them together. Slight contact. Here comes Guardiak in the ever-present number 77 car as he works underneath the 28 of Hoskins into that number 2 spot. Pritchard has opened up about a 6 or 7 car length lead over Guardiak. Guardiak going to look to reel him in that 77 car. You watch him. He's got 2 laps to do it. He'll race hard into turn 3. Pritchard, your leader, off of 4 with a white flag flying. Guardiak going to make a race of it this last lap if he can. It's still Hoskins, Keith, and Frisco. Pritchard up to the battle as he races off of turn 4. He's going to be your heat winner in that number 20 car. Guardiak coming across second to G&J Homes 77. Mark Keith almost made it, not quite. Hoskins coming across third. Keith fourth. Frisco. Then the 27, the 83, and the 22D. As green flag's going to fly for your front row of Johnson and the 22B. They'll race down the front straightaway. Dead even into turn 1. Here comes David Ackley in the 17 car. Unfortunate for him as the 442 pushed up. Joe Sack looking for an opening in the number 7 car as he races the bottom side of the speedway off of turn 4. They're going to come. It's the 18 of Walburn, your leader, Joe Sack, getting a good run down on the bottom of the speedway as they race off of turn 2. They're dead even. They're going to race hard down the backstretch. It's a drag race into turn 3 for that number 1 spot. Sack with the advantage as he's got that number 7 car working masterfully off of turn 4. Your leader here on lap number 2. Walburn going to tuck in there into the 2nd spot. The 16 is now 3rd. Here comes Ackley underneath the 22B into that number 4 spot. All right, we're halfway home to the checkers here in qualifying heat number 3. Joe Sack, your leader, Roger Walburn. Then it's the 16. And the battle right now is the 22B and the 17 for that number 4 spot. There he goes. Green flag going to fly for your leader, Sack, as they'll race down into turn 1, open up about a 2-car length margin over Walburn in the 818. There's your winner, Joe Sack. Second's going to be Walburn. Third is the 16 of Kevin Reek. The number 2 will come across in the 4th spot. The 22B, David Ackley in the 17. And finally the 442. As they're antsy to go, it's Yetter and Babachek going to tuck in behind him as they race down into turn 1. Here comes Jeff Sheely underneath Jenkins. Mike Colstein gets a run down on the bottom side as well. Has to check up to avoid contact with Sheely. Off before they come, the racing attorney, Ricky Yetter, your leader. Babachek second. Dave Jenkins and Jeff Sheely. Then it's Colstein, Brian Decker, and Chris Weaver. Yetter trying to protect this lead here in qualifying heat number 1 of the Mighty Modifieds. We're 2 laps in to this 8-lap qualifying heat race. Babachek all over him down the backstretch they go. Babachek finding something up on the top side. They'll race off at turn 4. It's Yetter on the bottom. Babachek up top. Babachek looks like he's carrying a little more speed on that top side as he races in that number 1 position down the backstretch. The Hamburglar, Steve Babachek, now your leader. Yetter second. Jenkins, and then Mike Colstein. We're halfway home here in this 8-lap qualifying heat race. Look at the Hamburglar open up the lead to about 6 car lengths over Yetter. Yetter got his hands full with the 47 of Jenkins. Here comes Mr. Ford Power. Mike Colstein going to tuck up underneath of Jenkins and race for that number 3 spot. Babachek still your leader. Yetter, Jenkins, and Colstein battling for that 2, 3, and 4 spot. 2 laps to go for your leader. Yetter still second. It's now Colstein working the bottom side of Jenkins over there in turn 2. There goes Colstein. He lifts that left front up off the ground, gets a bite off of turn 2 to race into that number 3 spot. Your leader, Babachek, getting the white flag. Yetter second. Colstein, Jenkins, and Sheely. 1 lap to go. Look at Babachek. Racing to the checkers off of turn 4. Your winner, the Hamburglar, Steve Babachek. Second's going to be Ricky Yetter. Third, Mike Colstein. Dave Jenkins. Fourth, Jeff Sheely, Chris Weaver, and Brian Decker. All right. We're here in qualifying heat number 2. Wilcox, Terry, and Castellanci fighting for that number 1 spot. Wilcox working the bottom of the speedway off of turn 4. They're going to come. It's dead even at the stripe. Wilcox on the bottom. Castellanci racing the top side of the speedway down the backstretch into turn 3. It looks like Wilcox with the advantage, but here comes Castellanci back at you. He's got him by a bumper at the line. George Castellanci finding something up there on top as he races into that number 1 spot. Fun to watch up there, but if you bobble it all, that leaves the door open for the bottom side of the speedway. Got to carry a lot of speed up on the top side, which Castellanci is doing as he races back into that number 1 spot. Brent Wilcox content to work the bottom side of Castellanci as they race to the flag halfway home here in qualifying heat number 2. Castellanci opens up about a car length lead over Wilcox. A distant third right now, it's the 6H of J.R. Hurlburt. Paul Jensen there in 4th, and now Bill Jenkins in the 5th spot. Castellanci going to get the 2-lap to go sign here as he races off of turn 4. And that Castellanci Fabrication Net Telephone Service sponsored 17. White flag being shown to your leader, Castellanci. Wilcox working the bottom side of him as they race down the backstretch. It's still Castellanci, Wilcox in that 1-2 spot. One more time off of turn 4. It looks like at the flag it's going to be Castellanci, Wilcox second, Hurlburt third, Paul Jensen 4th, Bill Jenkins 5th, Mark Terry, and Rick Wilk. And there they go, Tadich with the advantage, but here comes DeMaurier in the 6L Upstate Auto Center on the side of that sail panel as he races down the backstretch into the lead. It's going to be DeMaurier. Here comes Jim Gabriel Jr. and that Moore's Tire Sales sponsored 39. Tadich going to tuck in the bottom side of the speedway, try to protect that number 2 spot. Tadich finding a little something off of turn 2 as he races down the backstretch. Jim Gabriel Jr., high flying Gabriel up on the top side. Trying to find something up there to race to the outside of Tad. It's your leaders, DeMaurier. It's Tad, it's Jim Gabriel Jr. and Chad Cook in a battle there for second, third, and fourth. Trouble over there for Greg Taddis in the New York Pizzeria sponsored 19T as he looped it over there in turn 4. The 6L going to set the pace. He does. The Upstate Auto Center's 6L of DeMaurier going to be your leader in the turn 1 auto zone on the side of that racer as well as they race down the backstretch. DeMaurier, your leader. Chad Cook working the bottom side of Gabriel Jr. off of turn 4. Cook going to steal that number 2 spot away. Not quite yet, as the Morris Tire Sales sponsor 39 up to the challenge. He'll race to the top side of the speedway. Try to race his way around DeMaurier in the 6L car off of turn 4. It looks like it's going to be DeMaurier by about a nose, but here comes Jim Gabriel Jr. working the top side of the speedway with the advantage down in turn 3. He'll race it hard and deep into turn 4. They'll come off dead even to the flag. 2 laps to go for your leaders. Mike DeMaurier in the Upstate Auto Center 6L with the advantage down the backstretch. Jim Gabriel Jr. racing hard in that 39 car. Chad Cook right there in the mix as well. White flag flying for your leader, DeMaurier. What a battle here for this number 1 spot. DeMaurier, Jim Gabriel Jr., Chad Cook. It's Gabriel Jr. with the advantage into turn 4. Off of the corner they're going to come. Your winner's going to be Jim Gabriel Jr. by about a foot over DeMaurier in the Upstate Auto Center 6L. Then it's Chad Cook, Greg Tadich, and Darren Kaiser. And the 29 will round out the field. Beebe gets it around over there in turn 2. Big piece of debris on the speedway. What kind of debris is that over there? That's Jacques. Jacques over there in turn 2, as Leon Andrus would call it. Bill Goodrich making his way down there. Glenn O'Loughlin ready to throw the green flag for Carter and Card. And he'll do so. Gary Card Jr., your leader. Here comes Kyle Hackett in that beautiful 00 car. Kyle going to make his home here at Thunder Mountain Speedway for the remainder of the 2006 season. Kyle, of course, been racing over at Skyline Raceway. Going to try the fast track in that Monroe Contracting 00 car. Gary's Auto Service sponsored 2X of Gary Card Jr. Your leader, Kyle Hackett, trying to reel him in that 00 car. It's John Carter and Jason Beebe. Brothers-in-law battling for that 3 and 4 position. Halfway home for your leader, Gary Card Jr. He's had things his way here in 2006. Got 2 wins in a row in that 2X car, as he's going to get the 2 to go sign from Glenn O'Loughlin. Kyle Hackett doesn't seem to be gaining anything on your leader, Gary Card Jr., as they race down the backstretch. Gary Card Jr. tucking down on the bottom of the speedway. White flag going to fly for him off of turn 4. Here comes Hackett still in second. It's Jason Beebe. John Carter, problems on the number 20 car, as he slowed his pace significantly. You can hear it misfiring. Your winner is going to be Gary Card Jr. in the 2X. Behind him, the Monroe Contracting 00 of Kyle Hackett. Fred Wilcox is going to be your leader there in that 27X, but he's going to get twisted around over there in turn 2. Everybody taking evasive action to avoid contact. They're able to do so. He can't move. Apparently something breaking on the 27X car. Looks like he wants to go, but he can't. Ken Carson Jr., your leader here on lap number 2 in that 01 Junior. Second's the number 8, the 91, the K9, and the 3X. Having troubles over there. In turn 2, he'll gather it in and race down the backstretch. Your leader, Ken Carson, gets the halfway sign from head starter Glenn O'Loughlin. Two laps to go for your leader, Carson. I think he's already a winner here in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. Going to tuck underneath the 7 into turn 4. 1 lap to go for your leader, Carson. Down the back stretch into turn 3. It's going to be checker flag, this time out of turn 4 for your leader and winner, Ken Carson, in the 01 Junior. Coming across second, it's going to be the number 8, the 91, the K9, and the 3X. Chuck Whelan going to be the leader here in the turn 1 in the 12R. So he'll race off at turn 2 down the backstretch. Here comes the 735. Trouble over there off of turn 2, the 85 and the 26 car, I believe, getting together there. Heavy contact. Safety workers running over there, make sure everybody's okay. Drivers are okay, I hear, on the radio. Guys hustling right over there to make sure the drivers are okay, and they both are. All right, there goes the green flag for your leader, Chuck Whelan Jr. in the 12R. Watch that 00 racing to the top side of the speedway, trying to make his way to the front. Off of turn 2 they go. Wow, 4 wide almost, the 00. Looking to be the fast car out there as he races in that number 2 spot off of turn 4. He's going to peek to the outside of Whelan. Down the front straight of the race, Joel Austin there in the 735 working the bottom side of Whelan. Off of turn 2 they go. It's the 00. Going to make his way into that number 1 spot. Whelan not content to give up that number 1 spot as he races down the back straightaway into the front there one more time. The battle right now is for that second spot between the 735 of Austin and the 00. White flag flying for your leader, Chuck Whelan Jr. Joel Austin down on the bottom side of the speedway working off of turn 2, trying to wrestle that number 1 spot away. This is the last lap for him to do it. Whelan going to tuck down off of turn 4 and race to the checker flag. Your winner, Chuck Whelan Jr. The 735 of Austin, second, the 00, the 19J will come across in that number 4 spot. And is outside the 44 car of Ryan Oakley. Then it's the 356 and the 3J. Your leaders, Gene Whelan, Ryan Oakley working on the number 2 spot. in the 44 car. He'll wrestle that spot away, but here comes the 26. Going to tuck down underneath him off of turn 4. Nick Greist in the 26 car. Now your second place occupant, but here comes Oakley. Going to try to wrestle that spot back away from him off of turn 4. Oakley on the bottom does a slide job in front of Greist as they race into turn 1. Nick Greist going to have the advantage down the back stretch. They'll go. Your leader's Gene Whelan. Here comes Oakley and Greist for that second position. The 351 wanting to join in the battle. We got caution out on the speedway being shown as they race down the front straightaway. Nick Greist going to poke his nose to the top side of the speedway. Then he's going to move down underneath of Whelan off of turn 2 down the backstretch. It's going to be a drag race for that number 1 spot. Greist going to wrestle it away. Here comes Oakley. Going to peek underneath the 12G of Whelan as well. White flag flying for your leader, Greist. It's Whelan, Oakley, and the 356 of John Hoover. Oh, trouble for the 3 car as he almost gathered some concrete over there in turn 2. Jason Scott at the controls of that. Here's your winner, Nick Greist. Gene Whelan, Ryan Oakley, Hoover, the 25 Junior of Joe Taylor, and the 3J of Jason Scott is in the 8A car. Sorry about that. The 8A of Jimmy Neff, normally a competitor at the Skyline Raceway. All right, this is going to be a battle for the lead. Down the backstretch, they're going to go. It's the 06 working the bottom side of the speedway. Daniel Corwin trying to wrestle that spot away from the 58 of Dusty Corwin. Gardner going to follow him through in the number 3 car as they race off of turn 4. It's Daniel Corwin, Sean Gardner, and Dusty Corwin battling for that number 2 spot. Here comes Rich Gardner in the number 8 car, going to peek underneath both of them and wrestle that spot away down into turn 3. They race. It's now Daniel Corwin, Rich Gardner, and Sean Gardner. Here comes Jimmy Neff in the 8A car, now in that number 3 spot. Rich Gardner looking underneath Corwin down the backstretch. He'll wrestle that lead away from Corwin. Off of turn 4, they're going to get the halfway to go sign from head starter Glenn O'Loughlin. He shows Rich Gardner the cross flags. We got 3 laps to go here in this 6-lap qualifying heat race. Neff looking quick in that 8A car as they race down the backstretch. He's going to see if he's got a little something for Rich Gardner in the number 8 car. Of course, Rich, a multi-feature winner here at Thunder Mountain Speedway last year, and I think he's got one under his belt as well this year. White flag's going to be displayed this time out of turn 4 for your leader, Gardner. It's Jimmy Neff, Daniel Corwin, and Sean Gardner. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Dusty Corwin in that 5th spot. White flag for your leaders. Down the backstretch they go, Rich Gardner and Jimmy Neff. 1, 2. And that's the way they're going to finish out of turn 4. There's your winner in the number 8 car. It's Rich Gardner. Jimmy Neff second. Daniel Corwin, Sean Gardner, Dusty Corwin will round out that top 5. Then it's going to be the 71 of Mike Taylor and the 17X. All right, here we go. We're going to go green flag racing. It's Larry Hillis and Clayton Ingram down the front straightaway. They go into turn 1. It's going to be Hillis with the advantage. Here comes Clayton Ingram. Oh, contact between the leaders as they race off of turn 2. Clayton Ingram racing hot and heavy in that number 8 car looking for his first win. There's Rampy going to tuck up underneath as they race off of turn 4. Clayton Ingram with a good run down the front straightaway. Ingram up on the top side going to try to find the advantage off of turn 2. He'll race down the straightaway into turn 3. He'll carry it in hard and deep. He's caught up on the top side of the speedway. That's not the place to be in this feature event. But he has no choice but to race hard for that number 1 spot. That's a 4-car battle. Hillis, Rampy, Howard, and Ingram all joined in a 4-car battle. there in this 20-lap street stock event. Right now, Bill Rampy with the advantage here on lap 3. He's got Larry Hillis up on the top side. Jimmy Howard going to try to take advantage as well. Jimmy Howard in the Hales flag car, sponsor number 11, going to tuck underneath Hillis down the front straightaway and settle into that number 2 spot. Bill Rampy, your leader. Hillis fighting hard for that number 2 spot. He'll have to fall back behind Howard into that number 3 position. Caution going to fly over there in turn 2. Oliver Gage bringing it around. He's down on the bottom of the speedway in turn 2. Oliver Gage out of Rushville, Pennsylvania. Here we go. Green flag's going to fly for your leader, Rampy. Howard up there on top is in second. Clayton Ingram going to try to find something up there on the outside of Hillis as they race off of turn 2. It's Rampy, Howard, Ingram. Caution flag out. Apparently Glenn O'Loughlin not liking the start. So they're going to do the drawing on Saturday. So anybody bought a ticket, be sure to come back here Saturday and they'll do the drawing. All right, green flag's out. Rampy and Howard locked in a battle for that number 1 spot. Larry Hillis, Clayton Ingram fighting for that 3 and 4 spot down the backstretch. Howard with the advantage in the turn 3. Jimmy Howard wide open racing. Team sponsored 11, Jackson's Weldon Hills flag car, Advanced Auto Parts. Looking for win number 3 here in 2006. Rampy and Howard hard at it for that number 1 position down the backstretch. They go into turn 3. Rampy glued to the bottom of the speedway. Jimmy Howard up top. They're going to be about dead even at the flag as we're 7 laps in. Jimmy Howard gets a run off of turn 2. We'll see if he can carry the momentum into the corner and get down to the bottom. Unable to do so. Bill Rampy not letting him down on that bottom side as he knows he's got to protect that inside if he has a shot at winning this race. Howard is hustling hard on the top side as he races down the backstretch. It's still dead even for that number 1 spot. Bill Rampy, Jimmy Howard locked in a furious battle for the win here in the street stock division. Jimmy Howard going in probably 3 cars deeper than Rampy as you have to carry that speed in hard on the top side of the speedway. Bill Rampy glued to the bottom of the track. He's your leader here as we're halfway home in this 20-lap feature event. Seconds, Jimmy Howard, Larry Hillis, Clayton Ingram, and Les Gillette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeff Powell peeking underneath Gillette down the backstretch. He'll go. Powell looking for a solid finish here in this 20-lap feature event. Had a tough year so far in 2006 in that beautiful number 17 car. Bill Rampy's got a earful of Jimmy Howard as they race down the back straightaway. Howard still up on the top side as he has no choice. If he wants to pass Rampy, he'll have to do it up there on the high side of the speedway. He does the outside-inside switch to no avail. Bill Rampy with lots of ponies underneath the hood of that 1J car. Your leader off of turn 4, 13 laps in, 7 to go. It's still Howard second, Larry Hillis, Clayton Ingram, and the battle right now is for 5th between Gillette and Powell. Jimmy Howard doing some late model driving, throwing it hard into turn 3. Caution flag out from head starter Glenn O'Loughlin. Apparently some debris over there in the turn 3, I believe, up on the top side possibly. As they are going to go green flag racing off of 4. It's Rampy with the advantage. Howard, Larry Hillis, and Clayton Ingram. Ingram up on the top side, working it hard off of turn 2. He'll try to get down on the bottom to protect that number 4 spot. He's able to do so. Off of 4 they come. We're 14 laps in. Jeff Powell drops to the bottom side of Gillette off of turn 2. Powell stealing that number 5 spot away from Gillette, a visitor here from 5 Mile Point Speedway. Your leader, 5 to go, Rampy. It's Howard, Hillis, Ingram, and Powell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jimmy Howard looks to be quicker He just can't find a solid way around the 1J of Rampy. Little nudge there on the backside of Rampy. Rampy up to the task of protecting that lead as he stays right on the bottom of the speedway. Here comes Howard. Going to peek to the outside again down the backstretch. Trouble over there in turn 2. Contact. The 8 and the 17. Clayton Ingram pulls away under his own power, and the number 8 car, Jeff Powell, backs away as well. Bottom of the speedway, Jimmy Howard is going to have to work hard in his last 5 laps if he thinks he can possibly steal this win. There they go, green flags flying. Bill Rampy, Jimmy Howard, Larry Hillis, and Gillette. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gillette way up on the top side of turn 2. He carries it through. Down the backstretch, he'll go into that number 4 spot. Oliver Gage there, and Fitz Stanley and Ingram right behind. Jimmy Howard trying in vain to wrestle this lead away from Bill Rampy in the Hunt's Christmas Tree Farm 1J as they carry it to the 2 lap to go sign. Jimmy Howard throwing everything at the 1J of Rampy as they race hard down the backstretch into turn 3. Bill Rampy, your leader, off a 4 white flag going to be shown. Howard still second. It's then Larry Hillis and Les Gillette. Clayton Ingram has worked his way up to the 7th position. One more time out of turn 4. Here's your leader and winner to the flag. It's going to be Bill Rampy, Jimmy Howard, Larry Hillis, Les Gillette, Oliver Gage, Clayton Ingram, John Stanley, and Jeff Powell. There's your starting lineup for the 20-lap Sportsman feature event. There goes Scott Allen firing first. P.J. Goodwin going to try to stick to the bottom of the speedway underneath the 00 of Welch, and he'll do so down the backstretch. He'll go. Your leader, Scott Allen, P.J. Goodwin, Brett Welch, and Chance Spoonhauer in the Above and Beyond's Country Home, number 34, making his way into that number 3 spot as Brett Welch pushes up. Brett carries the speed back into the number 4 spot. Look at tough crash. Awful crash over there in turn 1. It's Rolling Thunder 35M of Rich Green upside down over there in turn 1. Red flag flying on the speedway. Heavy contact over there. Please stay back from the fences as the safety crews get over there to check the accident scene. Tough crash over there. Rich Green in the 35M. Track safety car making their way over there. All the concerned pit crew and everything over there. The best thing everybody could do is step back, let the safety crews do their job over there, folks. All the people that are on the track, please make your way away from the accident scene so the track safety crews can indeed do their job. Please move back away from the crash. All of the people on the track, please get back off of the track. Rich Green is okay, I've been told, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a round of applause. Thank God that was an awful crash over there in turn 1. Rolling Thunder, Rich Green, heavy contact over there. Just entering turn 1 on the top side of the speedway. Track safety crew doing a phenomenal job getting over there to assist. You can see the heavy damage on the race car as the people roll the car over on all fours. That type of crash is just sickening to watch. Thank God that he's okay as he gets into the back of the ambulance. Let's have another nice round of applause for all the safety crew doing their jobs over there. Thank God Rich Green appears to be okay. I know all the concerned race fans, Rich appears to be okay as he's in the back of the ambulance. They're taking a look at him. Just a tough crash. You can see the remnants of that vicious crash. Heavy damage to the right side of that car. as it's being cradled into the pit area. They're both going to try to be quick to the gas pedal here off of turn 4. It's Scotty Allen with the advantage down the front straightaway. He'll race hard in that Simplex Auto Machine. Number 96. Here comes Chance Spoonhour tucking underneath Goodwin down the backstretch. They go. He'll wrestle that number 2 spot away. PJ Goodwin falls into the third, but here comes Joel Colstein, the second generation driver in that Don's Automotive Mall 151, racing hard for that number 3 spot. He tucks underneath Goodwin off of turn 2. They go. Your leader, Scott Allen. That's Chance Spoonhour, PJ Goodwin, Joel Colstein, and the battle right now is for that number 5 spot between Kevin Jordan and Ray Taylor. Taylor pokes his nose to the top side of Colstein off of turn 2. They go. Taylor carrying a lot of speed in that number 4 spot, and that Roughing It RV AutoZone sponsored number 90. Marsh signs on the side of that car as well. He'll wrestle that number 3 spot away from PJ Goodwin. Your leader in a Simplex Auto Machine, number 96. It's Scott Allen. Look at Taylor. He's a man possessed in that number 90 car. We got a car around over in turn 2 as caution's going to fly here on lap number 4. The young gun, Chad Cook, in the 2J car comes to a stop over there on the bottom side of turn 2. All right, we're going to go green flag racing. It's Scott Allen, Chance Spoonhour, vying for that number 1 position off of turn 4. They go. The Simplex Auto Machine, number 96 of Scott Allen, is going to be first into the corner. Here comes Chance Spoonhour peeking underneath down the backstretch. They'll go. Look at Kevin Jordan in the Hunt's Auto Repair, number 22, finding something down on the bottom of the speedway. He's underneath Taylor to no avail. Taylor races back by him. Ray going to be content up there on the top side of the speedway. Scott Allen, Chance Spoonhour, Ray Taylor, Kevin Jordan, and Joel Colstein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ryan Olsheimer in the mix as well, as is PJ Goodwin. Your leader, Scott Allen, finding something up there top. Ray Taylor following suit as well. And that number 90 car, the Roughing It RV AutoZone Marsh sign sponsored number 90 of Taylor, looking for a feature win here in 2006. Down the backstretch they go. Taylor wrestles that number 2 spot away. Trouble over in turn 2. 4 of them get together. Ladwinski, Paul Don't Call Me Mickey Rooney, Joshua Purcell, and the 83-2 of JT McKiernan all around, as is Ick Pierce in the number 6 car, yellow, out on the speedway. There they go. Scott Allen with the advantage down the front straightaway. They go. Look at Kevin Jordan finding something there in that Hunt's Auto Service 22. Ryan Olsheimer found a little something underneath the 90 of Taylor in that beautiful 51Z. Wrestled that spot away. Chance Spoonhour going for the lead off of turn 4 in Above and Beyond Country Owns Papa John's Pizzeria sponsored 34. Here comes the 96 of Allen, hustling back to the top side of Chance Spoonhour. Ryan Olsheimer glued to the bottom of the speedway trying to peek his nose underneath the 51Z. Look at Ray Taylor. Got things under motion in number 90 car, the Roughing It RV AutoZone Marsh sign sponsored 90 of Taylor, looking for a feature win here in 2006. Chance Spoonhour trying to protect the bottom of the speedway is currently third. He's got a mirror full of Ryan Olsheimer, and he's got Kevin Jordan up on the top side of him as they race down the backstretch into turn 3. The Hunt's Auto Service 22 of Jordan trying to wrestle that number 3 spot away. He pushes up. Spoonhour takes advantage in the Above and Beyond Country Homes 34 to get that spot back. That's the battle right now on the speedway. Spot 3 and 4. Trouble over there for Mark Goodwin. Gets it turned around over off of turn 2. Comes to rest on the bottom of the speedway. Scott Allen going to slow him down to a crawl as he fires off of turn 4. Your leader, there's Ray Taylor. Chance Spoonhour racing for that number 2 spot. Kevin Jordan down into turn 3 is in 4th. He's going to try to change that down the front straightaway. Ryan Olsheimer is working the low side of Jordan into turn 1. He'll steal the number 4 spot away from Jordan. Look at Chance Spoonhour not giving up easily in that Above and Beyond Country Homes number 34 car. He's working hard for that number 2 spot with Ray Taylor, and it's going to be Ryan Olsheimer going to join in the battle here, making a 3-car battle for the number 2 spot. Right now it's Ray Taylor taking it away. Chance Spoonauer, Ryan Olsheimer going to tuck underneath off of turn 4. He almost got them both. Caution on the flag on the speedway. Caution flag out. Looks like the 8M again. Midway Lane sponsored 8M, a Mark Goodwin around over there in turn 2. Scott Allen going to slow him down to a crawl, see if he can get an advantage on this restart. He'll do so off of turn 4. Scott Allen opens up a car and a half length advantage over Taylor. Taylor looks to be slow to get started. Look at Billy Spoonauer sneaking up in there inside the top 5 as he's underneath his brother Chance. Off of turn 4, they're going to come. Your leader's going to be Scott Allen, Ray Taylor, Chance Spoonauer, Billy Spoonauer, and Ryan Olsheimer. What a battle we got shaping up here in the late stages of this 20-lap feature event. Olsheimer, trouble for the number 90 car, Ray Taylor. Heavy smoke coming off the backside of that 90 car. He tries to get out of harm's way, and he does so. Heavy smoke. Looks like an engine expired on that beautiful number 90 car. Tough break for Ray Taylor. Your leader, Scott Allen. He's up on the top side of turn 4. Down the front straightaway he'll go. He'll carry hard into turn 1. 16 laps in. 4 to go. Chance Spoonauer in that Above and Beyond Country Homes Papa John's Pizzeria, number 34 is second. The battle right now is between Ryan Olsheimer and Billy Spoonauer for that 3rd spot. Kevin Jordan right there as well, as he's in the 5th position in that Hunt's Auto Service 22 car. Billy Spoonauer up on the top side of the speedway working it hard into turn 1. He'll duck under the low side of the speedway. He loses that spot to Jordan, as we're going to have white flag flying here for Scott Allen, your leader. Chance Spoonauer still second. Ryan Olsheimer working hard on the bottom of the speedway, trying to wrestle that spot away. They're going to race hard down the backstretch. Dead even. Olsheimer, Chance Spoonauer, 2 and 3. It's going to be your winner, Scott Allen. Ryan Olsheimer is going to get second. Chance Spoonauer, Billy Spoonauer, Kevin Jordan, Pat Boltra, Chad Cook, Harold Humphrey, P.J. Goodwin, Joshua Purcell, Joel Colstein, Brett Welsh, Mark Goodwin, Paul Don't Call Me Mickey Rooney, Jason Tuttle, and Ick Pierce. What a battle. Starting in the 19th spot, it's Laverne Knickerbocker in the 87 on his outside. Randy Marsh out of Candor. Nick Robinson and the number 3 scheduled to go away in the tail end. All right, green flag's out. Your leaders battling Butch Green. It's Mike Wilbur, Donnie Russell, Stephen Deinhardt, 1, 2, 3, 4. Louis Gordonier right there in 5th. Richie Hillis down on the bottom side of turn 4. He'll race off the corner and tuck in behind Gordonier, trying to steal that number 6 spot away from the 12 of Smith. They bunch up together off of turn 2 as they race down the backstretch. Your leader right now is battling Butch Green in the RWG Construction Laurel Bull sponsored number 56. Mike Wilbur, Donnie Russell Jr., Lou Gordonier now 4th. Stephen Deinhardt trying to keep that number 5 spot as he races hard into turn 3 up on the top side of the speedway. Hillis going to tuck underneath off of turn 4. He's going to come. Richie Hillis going to try to get that number 5 spot away. Not quite yet as they race down into turn 1. Ben Poirier trouble with the 65 car. He goes to the infield. The 13 car right in the middle of things as he's being shown the lap flag. Stephen Deinhardt, wow. Almost trouble there. He made the pass. Butch Green looks like a driver possessed in that RWG Construction, number 56. The 6 of Mike Wilbur, 2nd. Lou Gordonier, 3rd. The 83 team now 4th. Stephen Deinhardt, 5th. Donnie Russell Jr. down on the infield in that number 7 car. Trouble. Contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved. Wow, Michael Morris with a full head of steam got in the backside of the 12 car. I think it all started with Richie Hillis in the 31 car. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Bob Mills, heavy damage on the 94X car. That is an ex-Hillis racer as well. You can see the similarities between him and the 31. Tough break. Bob Mills with heavy damage on the 94X. He'll try to race back up to the front group. Battling Butch Green going to be your leader. It's Mike Wilbur second. Here comes Dickie Sharpstein in the 83T. He's going to peek to the outside of Lou Gordonier. Darrell Krebs gets a run off of turn 2. He'll race to the top side of Gordonier as well in the 13 car. Off of 4 they come. Butch Green first. Wilbur second. Dickie Sharpstein, Lou Gordonier, and Darrell Krebs. Stephen Deinhardt glued to the bottom of the speedway off of turn 2. He'll wrestle that number 5 spot away from Krebs, but Krebs not giving up. Look at Gary Stage working the top side of turn 4. He's going to be 3 wide off of 4. Gary Stage with a head of steam in that 11S car, trying to make his way to the front of this pack. He gets up in the marbles in the 11S. He gathers it back in. He'll race into that number 7 spot, it looks like. Your leader's Butch Green. Still Mike Wilbur, Dickie Sharpstein, Lou Gordonier in the battle. For 5th is Stephen Deinhardt and Darrell Krebs. Here comes Joe George in the 30 car, trying to make his way into the battle as well. There goes the 11S of Stage, peeking to the top side off of turn 4. Down the straightaway they go. It's battling Butch Green, your leader. Mike Wilbur second. Dickie Sharpstein, Lou Gordonier, and now Darrell Krebs settles into that number 5 spot. Gary Stage finds his way to the bottom of the track as he'll race off of turn 4 into that 7th position. He's going to set his sights on the 30 car. Oh, trouble over there in turn 2 as Stephen Deinhardt got into the backside of the 11S car, turned him around. 11S, no harm, no foul, no damage on the car. As he pulls away, the 11S, he was making his way to the front. All right, we're going green flag racing off of turn 4. Battling Butch Green, your leader. Going to try to protect this lead and win here in the 56 car. He races off of turn 2. A little bit of a push. He gathers it in, powers off of turn 2 down the backstretch into turn 3. The RWG Construction Lower Bowl number 56 looking very strong as we're in the 11th lap of this 20-lap feature event. Watch that 83T car, Van Sice Motorsports sponsored car of Dickie Sharpstein at the controls in the 83T, looking for that number 1 spot as well. He's normally a racer over at Skyline Raceway. 3rd is Lou Gordonier. Then it's Darrell Krebs in the 5th spot. Nick Robinson gets bungled up down in the infield. He races off under his own power. Richie Hillis down the bottom side of turn 2 over there in the back stretch. He sits there in the 31 car. No caution flag. He pulls away under his own power. Butch Green has got his hands full with Mike Wilbur and now Dickie Sharpstein as they're 1, 2, 3 tooth and nail for this number 1 spot. There goes Darrell Krebs in the 13 car going pit side. That'll hand that number 5 spot over to Joe George, looking for a triumphant return to racing in 2006. Dickie Sharpstein peeking underneath the Wilbur. Down the backstretch they're going to go. They're dead even, but it's going to be Sharpstein stealing the number 2 spot away from Mike Wilbur. Battling Butch Green, loving this as those two guys are battling out. He opens up about a 3-car length cushion over second place, Sharpstein. Sharpstein looks to be very quick on the speedway as he's trying to reel in Green. Down the backstretch they'll go. Battling Butch Green, your leader. Dickie Sharpstein and Mike Wilbur, 1, 2, 3. 17 laps in, 3 to go for your leader, Butch Green. Down the backstretch he'll go. Into turn 3. 2 laps to go. Going to be the sign for Butch Green in the 56 car. It's still Dickie Sharpstein, Mike Wilbur, Lou Gordonier, and Joe George. Laverne Knickerbocker 6th, 7th Randy Marsh, 8th Jason Rhodes, Stephen Deinhardt, and Rich Hillis. White flag going to be shown to your leader. Battling Butch Green in the RWG Construction Laurel Bowl number 56. Looking for his first feature win in 2006. Here at the fast track down the backstretch he'll go. He'll race hard into turn 3. He's glued to the bottom of the speedway. He'll come off before your leader, your winner, the RWG Construction Laurel Bowl sponsored 56. Battling Butch Green seconds. Going to be Dickie Sharpstein third. Mike Wilbur fourth. Lou Gordonier fifth. Joe George sixth. Laverne Knickerbocker seventh. Jason Rhodes eighth. Stephen Deinhardt ninth. Richie Hillis. And the 14 car will round out the field. Scott Small Engine Repair number 96, making his first visit to Victory Lane here in 2006. Out of Cortland, New York, it's Scott Allen. Getting congratulations from the officials as well as his race fans. Of course, bringing home the checkered flag here in the Sportsman Division. Congratulations to you, Scott. This car was on a rail tonight. This thing was a rocket.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's been good for a couple weeks, but we've been having an overheating problem and just haven't been able to get to the end with it yet.
Well, you got to the end tonight. You just checked out and left the field. You looked very strong. Anybody responsible for this win here tonight?
Well, of course, engines are built by Simplex, which is powered by Elvis. Builds a great Ford motor. Of course, Bruce is on the crew, and myself and Elvis, and put a lot of hours in on this car this year so far.
A big congratulations, and I'm sure Elvis said thank you very much. Good job to Scott Allen. You're going to be back here again, I'm sure, in 2006?
Well, I hope to be.
Big congratulations to tonight's Sportsman feature winner. Let's hear it for Scott Allen. This beautiful RWG Construction Laurel Bowl, One Call Handyman sponsored race car, battling Butch Green, Harris Diner on there as well. Making his first return back to Victory Lane here at Thunder Mountain Speedway in 2006. You had the field covered tonight, bud.
Yeah, we made some changes. Some of them were okay. The car's still a little loose, but we're going to get it. And, I mean, the car's fast. Gear change, we were okay.
You looked fantastic out there. It was a kind of a tough night for the Green Racers and a great night. Your brother involved in that vicious crash over in turn one. I see he's made his way down here to be in Victory Lane with you. That's got to be pretty special.
Yes, actually, this run goes out to him for the rough time that he has this year. He's 3 motors. Now we don't know exactly with the car. And he's been helping me out all year faithfully. So this run goes out to him, along with my crew, my family, my mother, all my sponsors, RWG Construction, TLC Landscaping, Laurel Bowl, Harris Diner. I can't think of any more right now.
Well, I'm sure you'll have more practice for 2006 to get any that you missed today. Let's give it up for tonight's Pure Stock feature winner, battling Butch Green. Division Hunt's Christmas Tree sponsored number 1J of Bill Rampy. Zimmer logging on there as well. I think this is the second time he's visited Victory Lane in 2006. It wasn't easy, I gotta say. You had your mirror full of Jimmy Howard. Good run there. You had to protect the bottom, it looked like, and that was a place to be.
Yeah, the bottom was definitely the place to be. If there was any top, Jimmy would have drove right around me. But we have a lot of fun with Jimmy. We race real good. All the guys we race with, we have a good time and we race clean. And they have fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look strong out there, and I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll see you here. How you doing in the Trackside Products Series?
We've been running it. We haven't been finishing up real good, but we've been finishing. I guess we're in the top 5 in points, so we'll see what happens next week.
Well, it's a long season in that. You're doing a good job. My congratulations to you. Let's hear it for tonight's Street Stock feature winner, Bill Rampy. Good job, bud.
You got to thank a couple people.
Oh, yeah. He wants to thank some people, too. Sorry about that. Who would you like to thank, Bill?
I got to thank Earl Zimmer, Zimmer Longan, Lester Brame, the Oil Man, State Line Automotive, Hunt's Christmas Tree Farm, Annette and the kids, Jackie Holcomb, and Aaron been helping me out every week. So I got to thank those guys.
All right. A big congratulations to you. Sorry about that. Good job to Bill Rampy, tonight's Street Stock feature winner. It looks like Hoskins with the advantage. Swansboro will tuck in behind him. Here comes Jay Keith in the 15 car. making his way in that number 3 spot. Down the backstretch they go. Look at Mark Keith Jr. in the 11 car working the low side of the 818 of Walburn. They'll race hard off the turn 4. Hoskins with the advantage. Swansboro second. Then it's the Keith brothers, Jason and Mark Keith Jr. in a battle there for the 3 and 4 spot. Joe Pritchard makes contact with the Uke tire over there in turn 1. He gathers it in. The Cardiac Kid will hustle to the outside of him as they race down into turn 3. Here's your leader, Don Swansboro. Hoskins second. Mark Keith Jr., Roger Walburn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the 19 of Backner. We got some tight, close quarters over there off of turn 2. 3 wide into turn 3. It's Backner, Hoskins, and Walburn. Your leader right now is Don Swansboro. Mark Keith Jr., 11 car, working the top side off of turn 2. Here comes Backner underneath. Down the backstretch, they'll race. Swansboro, your leader. Backner second. It's now the 77 G&J Home sponsored car of Tim Guardiak, working on a number 3 spot. Mark Keith Jr. caught in the middle there between Sack and the 29 Emmanuel. Down the backstretch they race. Don Swansboro doing a super job in the M16 car. Here comes Backner. Tim Guardiak. There's the 16 of Kevin Reek. Peeking inside the top 5 underneath of Mark Keith Jr. Down the backstretch they race. Here comes the 77 G&J Home sponsored racer of Tim Guardiak peeking to the outside. He'll race to the stripe. Your new leader here in the 6th lap of the Thunderdog feature. Don Swansboro second. Joe Sack and Rory Backner. Your top 4. There's Mark Keith Jr. in the 5th spot. Then it's Jay Keith, 6th. Trouble for Swansboro over there off of turn 4 as he gets turned around. Trouble for Backner. Sack and Backner get together over there in turn 2. Whoa, evasive action taken by the Cardiac Kid as Backner was pulling away from the accident scene over there. Almost heavy contact. Caution flag flying. Wow. Guardiak slows him to a crawl. Green flag flies. Excellent start on this restart. There goes Mark Keith's brother, Jason. Going to duck underneath him off of turn 2. Down the backstretch he'll go. Look at Matt Pagliaro in the 36 car racing to the top side of Hoskins. Into turn 3. Off of 4 they come. Guardiak, Jay Keith, Mark Keith Jr., Joe Pritchard, Officer Donut, Adam Hoskins, and the Cardiac Kid, Nick Stark, racing for that 7th position. Down the backstretch they go. Into turn 3, Walburn locked in a battle with the 23 of Stark. Off of 4, your leader is Guardiak. It's now Jay Keith second. Mark Keith Jr. there in 3rd, but Joe Pritchard got other things in mind as they race down the backstretch. Your leader's Tim Guardiak. He's got things well in hand as he races down the backstretch into turn 3. He's to the top side of the 19 of Backner. Your leader is Tim Guardiak, caught up in lap traffic. Jay Keith trying to reel him in. He's caught in there as well. It's Joe Pritchard now 3rd. Mark Keith Jr. 4th, and Officer Donut there in 5th. Roger Walburn tucked underneath of Officer Donut there in 6th. He's going to try to wrestle that spot away. Down the front straightaway, your leader getting the 2-lap to go sign. Guardiak racing into turn 1. It's Jay Keith second still. Officer Donut caught behind the 29 car of Scott. Hit the wall over here. Slowed him down momentarily, I guess. white flag for your leader, Guardiak. Joe Pritchard is in third. Trouble for Mark Keith Jr. in the 11 car. David Ackley hard into the front wall. Caution out on the speedway. David Ackley up into the front stretch wall. He's pulling his seatbelts off, climbing out of his car, not a happy camper for some reason. Helmet into the car. All right, Guardiak and Keith fire away from the rest of the field. They'll race down the front straightaway. Third right now is Matt Pagliaro in the 36 car. Then it's the Cardiac Kid Nick Stark in the 23 car. There's your winner. Tim Guardiak second, Jason Keith third, Officer Donut fourth, Nick Stark fifth, Rick Frisco. Then it's Randy Enslow, the 22B, the 11 of Mark Keith, and the 818 of Roger Walburn. They're going to set the pace. It's kind of a quick one as they fire off a turn 4. Green flag going to fly. Ricky Yetter with the advantage. Dave Jenkins going to tuck underneath the 19T of Tadich. Here comes Mike DeMaurier in the in the 6L Upstate Auto Center sponsored racer there in the third position. The Hamburglar, Steve Babicek now fourth. Greg Tadich caught up on the top side of the speedway in that New York Pizzeria Barry Pat sponsored 19T. He hustles to the top side of the Hamburglar. Down in the turn 3 they go. He locks him up. Heavy contact between Kostolansky and Tadich in the 19T. Nowhere to go for Tadich as he got crossed up a little bit. George Kostolansky with the momentum had no place to go. Kind of made contact with him. Caution out on the speedway. A broken rear end on the 77X car of Brady. Tough break for the Wheeler Construction sponsored 77 as they enter turn 3. Yetter content to pick the pace up. They bunch together. Green flag flies. Ricky Yetter with the advantage into turn 1. Look at Mike DeMaurier in the 6L racing off of turn 2. Tried to tuck underneath. Jenkins too strong as he raced back to that second position. Brett Wilcox glued to the bottom of the track. He tucks in behind DeMaurier. Look at Babicek up on the top side of the speedway down the backstretch. He'll race hard into turn 3. The Hamburglar S1, Steve Babicek, currently in the 4th spot, losing a little ground to Wilcox as he's up on the top side. He's got an occupant with him. That's in the form of the 17 of Kostolansky. There goes DeMaurier underneath Jenkins off of turn 4. They're coming. It's going to be 3 wide to the stripe. Oh, the door's shut on the 27 of Wilcox. Jenkins wrestles the number 2 spot back away from DeMaurier. DeMaurier 3rd, Wilcox 4th. Here comes Kostolansky tucked in the bottom side. He's going to go into the 5th spot. He'll move back to the top side of Wilcox off of turn 2. They'll race down the back stretch. Tooth and nail for that number 4 position. Your leader's the racing attorney, Ricky Yetter. Here comes Jenkins off the top side of turn 4 down the back straightaway. He's going to come off at 2 this time. Race hard down the back stretch to the high side of Yetter. Yetter tucked into the bottom side of the speedway. Slick indeed as the laps click off here in this modified feature event. It's a 30-lap race. Dave Jenkins way up on the top side, carrying a ton of speed. Trouble over in turn 1. We got one around over there. Looks like the 47B of Bill Jenkins and also the 19T, New York Pizzeria sponsored 19T of Greg Tadich on the bottom of the speedway. Yetter and Jenkins, tooth and nail. Here we go. Green flag going to fly. Look at Kostolansky gets a run down on the bottom side of Wilcox. He's up underneath the 6L of Mike DeMaurier. I told you he's fast. Castellanci steals that number 3 spot away. Here comes DeMaurier back at him to no avail. Your leader's Ricky Yetter. It's Dave Jenkins, George Castellanci, Mike DeMaurier, and Brent Wilcox. Caution on the speedway for the 19T of Tadich as he's around over here in turn 4. Green flag's going to be flying this time out of 4. There they go. They fire simultaneously. Yetter with the advantage into turn 1. Here comes George Castellanci, tucked to the low side of Jenkins. Down the backstretch they go. Castellanci trying to wrestle that number 2 spot away. There's Mike Colstein, the KG veteran in that Don's Automotive Mall number 51, racing the bottom side of the speedway. He's going to try to join in the battle up front here as he's now up to 4th spot, working on that number 3 position. Ricky Yetter doing a solid job in the number 3 car. He'll race off of turn 4. Your leader here in the 11th lap of this 30-lap main event. George Castellanci is just incredibly fast in the 17 cars. He's trying to find his way to the bottom side of turn 4 and race for that lead. Yetter not giving him an inch as Ricky Yetter trying to come away with his first career win in the mighty modified division. George Castellanci not content to follow, trying to find some way around the 3 of Yetter. Here comes Colstein. Gabriel Jr., trouble for him in the backstretch. The Cooper Tire, Moore's Tire Sales sponsor 39. Apparently some kind of problem. Right front flat on the 39 car as caution flies here on lap 13. Yetter's going to try to get any advantages he can off of turn 4. Look at Jenkins. Yetter with the advantage. They'll race down the front straightaway. Here comes Castellanci up to the top side. He pushes up a little bit, loses a little bit of grip. He's going to hustle to the outside of Yetter down the backstretch into turn 3. Yetter glued to the bottom of the speedway. Here comes Jenkins underneath the 51 of Colstein. Your leader still Ricky Yetter, looking for his first career win in that number 3 car down the backstretch. He'll hustle into turn 3. Here comes Castellanci, outside inside move off of turn 4. He's tucked underneath Yetter. He checks up. That was a sportsmanlike move on his part as he avoided contact. He checked up. Dave Jenkins has got his hands full. He's got some hot company in the form of Mike Colstein, Chad Cook, Paul Jensen, all glued to his rear bumper. Darren Kaiser brings out the caution flag here on lap 15 in that Diamond Fabrication number 7 as he got around over there in turn 2. All right, here we go. It's going to be green flag off of turn 4. Ricky Yetter. Oh, he left the bottom open for Castellanci. George had to push up a little bit, had to back out of it to avoid contact. He'll tuck in behind Yetter. Down the front straightaway, Ricky Yetter looking like a veteran himself as he races to the stripe, scoring lap 16 here of this 30-lap feature event. Castellanci second, Mike Colstein third. Look at Paul Jensen working the bottom side of Dave Jenkins off of turn 4. Jensen trying to steal that number 4 spot away. He'll stay glued to the bottom. He's normally a high flyer. He's doing anything he can to pass cars right now. Here's your leader, Ricky Yetter. It's still Castellanci, Colstein, and now Paul Jensen. Dave Jenkins using up the tires up there on the top side in that 47 car. Uh-oh, caution on the speedway. Rick Wilt comes to a halt on the front straightaway. Hopefully everybody will see him there and clear him, and they do so. He left the bottom a little open for Castellanci the last time. Let's see what he does this time around. There he goes. Got a good start this time. He'll race down the front straightaway. George Castellanci going to go to the top side of turn 2. He'll race off the top side down the backstretch. Ricky Yetter up to the challenge as he opens up about a 2-car length lead over Castellanci. There's Mike Colstein glued to the bottom side of the speedway, peeking his nose underneath Castellanci down the front straightaway. Into turn 1 they go. Off the 2 they come flying. Here comes Colstein underneath Castellanci. Colstein with a run off of turn 4. He'll slide up in front of Castellanci, sealing that number 2 spot away. Set his sights on Ricky Yetter, the racing attorney in the number 3 car. Mike Colstein, of course, is on a tear. 2 in a row here at the fast track in that Don's Automotive Mall sponsored one. Number 51. Look at Paul Jensen. Remember we said he was a high flyer. Keep your eye on the 57 car as he races down the backstretch to the top side of Colstein. Wow, is he exciting to watch. Here comes Jensen to the top side of the speedway. He's going to poke his nose around Yetter off of turn 2. Wow, what a move. Paul Jensen, tough break over there in turn 2 for Hurlburt. He gathers it in, no caution. Your leader is now Paul Jensen in the wholesale mulch, number 57. Mike Colstein second. Yetter there in third. George Castellanci, and now Brent Wilcox inside the top 5. Off of turn 4 comes your leader, Paul Jensen. He is working the top side of the speedway to perfection as he opens up about a 5-car length lead over Colstein. Down the backstretch, they race hard into turn 3. Here comes Castellanci, going to peek to the high side of Yetter as well. They'll race off of turn 4. Right now, the fast spot is up top as there seems to be a little more grip up there. Castellanci makes the pass on Yetter. He'll set his sights on Colstein. Colstein tucked down under off of turn 4. Mike Colstein there in second. Trouble over in turn 2. Hunsinger gets crossed up. Almost disastrous for Paul Jensen as he was able to avoid him. Paul Jensen gets a good run off of the corner. He'll race down into turn 1 up on the top side of the speedway. He's glued to the high side. He'll race down the backstretch, carry the momentum past Colstein into turn 3. Paul Jensen liking it up top as he works the high side of the speedway to perfection as we score lap number 27. Paul Jensen making a race of this late as Mike Colstein has found a little something down on the bottom. This will be a battle to the end. Mike Colstein trying to edge his way up into the lead. Paul Jensen pushes ever so slightly. Colstein with a good run off of turn 2. We're going to have white flag flying this time around. Your leader's going to be Jensen with 1 to go. Paul Jensen, your leader. Colstein there second. Jensen gets a good run off of turn 2. He opens up about a car length and a half lead over Colstein. Off of 4, he comes, the poet. Paul Jensen, your winner in the wholesale mulch, 57 seconds. Colstein, third. Castellanci, fourth. Wilcox, Babachek, fifth. Yetter, 6th. It looks like Dave Jenkins, 7th. Mike DeMaurier, 8th. Brian Decker, 9th. J.R. Hurlburt, 10th. Jeff Sheely, 11th. Jim Gabriel Jr., 12th. Bill Jenkins, and Rod Hunsinger. That is some awesome racing right there. Beebe and Carter going to set the pace here in this 4-cylinder stock feature. Green flag flying. There goes Beebe in the lead. Look at Gary Carr Jr. up on the top side in that 2X car off of turn 2. He goes. Ken Carson Jr. down on the bottom. John Carter trying to protect that number 2 spot. He's got Ken Carson and Gary Carr Jr. racing for it as well. Gary Carr Jr. with the advantage into turn 1. Contact. Carter sends the 2X of Gary Carr Jr. around. Just caught the back side of the left rear of that car. No caution as Gary Carr Jr. gets under motion under his own power. Your leaders, Jason Beebe in the 21 car, Ken Carson in second. It's now the number 8 of Lenny Miller there in third. Beebe up on the top side, Ken Carson glued to the bottom as they race down the backstretch into turn 3. Ken Carson with the advantage off of turn 4. Going to steal that number 1 spot away from Beebe as he races to the line, overtaking that number 1 spot here in lap 4. Lenny Miller going to tuck in behind Beebe down the backstretch they go. Lenny Miller way up in the marbles. He gathers it in. No contact. Look at Kyle Hackett in the 00 car, now up to the 4th position as they race down the front straightaway. Ken Carson looks like he has things well in hand in the 01 Junior. He's your leader. It's Jason Beebe second, Lenny Miller third, and Kyle Hackett in that number 4 position. We're 5 laps in to this 15-lap feature event. Your leader is still Ken Carson. Here comes Beebe and Lenny Miller battling for that number 2 spot. Beebe with the advantage. Lenny Miller finds an opening on the bottom as he races underneath Beebe down the backstretch. He'll take that number 2 spot away and try to reel in the 01 junior of Ken Carson. Kyle Hackett lurking in the shadows in that 00 car. Keep an eye on that beautiful 00 as he is extremely fast and will try to reel in the leaders and make a race of this in the late stages. We're 9 laps in. Nine laps in, 6 to go for your leader, Ken Carson. Lenny Miller now second, Jason Beebe, Kyle Hackett. Trying to reel the leaders in as they race down the backstretch. Off of 4 they come, 5 laps to go for your leader, Carson. Kyle Hackett, you can see he's getting ever so close to Jason Beebe in the 21 car. Hackett tucked underneath off of turn 2. He'll race to the backside of Beebe and underneath him into turn 3 and overtake that number 3 spot. Ken Carson still your leader, Lenny Miller, and now Kyle Hackett and Jason Beebe. Then it's the 91. They're in the 5th position. Jerry Wilcox and the 3X. Up in smoke. The 3X coming unglued. Rob Schultz brings out a caution flag. Kyle Hackett loving this as he wanted to see that caution flag. All right, Ken Carson, your leader. He'll bring out the green flag here off of turn 4. There's Carson, Lenny Miller, and Kyle Hackett. They'll be locked into a battle these last 3 laps. Look at Lenny Miller with a head of steam underneath Carson into turn 3. Lenny Miller contact ever so slightly as it was unavoidable. The number 8 car racing the bottom side of the speedway. Wasn't a lot of room there. Here comes Carson back underneath him down the backstretch. Ken Carson steals that number 1 spot back away from Lenny Miller. Miller with a full head of steam into the backside of Carson. That opened the door for Hackett as he raced to the top side of Miller. Off the turn 2, they're going to go. Here comes Kyle Hackett, going to tuck underneath Miller. Down into turn 3, Kyle Hackett trying to get underneath Lenny Miller to no avail. Off of 4 one more time, your winner, Ken Carson. It's going to be Miller by a foot, Hackett. Beebe, the 91, Gary Card in the 2X in 6th. Then it's Jerry Wilcox in the 9 car. All right, green flag's going to fly for Chuck Whelan Jr. and Sean Gardner down the front straightaway. They go into turn 1. It's Whelan with the advantage. There's Nick Grice tucked on the bottom of the speedway underneath Gardner. Down the backstretch, they race into turn 3. Sean Gardner going to steal that number 2 spot away from Grice. He pushes up, leaves the door open on the bottom. Grice going to take advantage as he takes over that number 2 spot. Here comes Rich Gardner in the number 8 car. Wow! That was a quick right-hand turn by Grice in the 26. For whatever reason, made a right-hand turn there over in turn 2. Bumper falling off the backside. All right, your leader is now Rich Gardner in the number 8 car. There's Jimmy Neff in the 8A, finding his way into that number 2 spot. Chuck Whelan Jr. in the 12R, not content to give it up yet. There goes the 44 of Oakley, muscling his way into the bottom side of the speedway, into that number 3 spot. He's in hopes of anyway, but not yet. Oh, trouble for the 8A as he washes up, opens the bottom of the speedway up for the 44 of Oakley and the 12C of Whelan. Your leader's Rich Gardner. Oakley now second. Here comes Joel Austin in the 735. Going to try to steal that spot away from Whelan as well. He'll race down the backstretch. he's going to be scored your third place car at this point, but Wheeling not content to give it up yet as they race down the front straightaway. It's Austin at the line for third here on lap number 4. Gardner running and hiding from the rest of the pack in that number 8 car. It's Oakley second, Austin third, Chuck Wheeling Jr. in fourth, and Jimmy Neff there in fifth. Sean Gardner is next in line. Then it's Bobby Jones in the 19J. Daniel Corwin making his way up to the front in the 06 car, and there's that 00. Rich Gardner gets the cross flag sign halfway home to this feature win. Down the backstretch into turn 3, Rich Gardner, your leader. Austin gets crossed up over there on the backstretch. He races through the infield. He gathers it back in. Gets back under his own power. Lost a few spots, but didn't bring out a caution flag. Oh, trouble in the front straightaway. Wow. That car literally did a 180 and made his way down in the pits. I'm not sure what number it was. Jason Scott was involved in the number 3 car. 7 laps in.
Humming. We got the pups going again. Rich Gardner jumping out to the early lead with Ryan Oakley slowly in tow. Behind them, we got Gene Wheeland in the 12R and Sean Gardner in the 3. Gardner's coming out of turn 4 with 4 laps to go in that number 8 machine. Oakley's looking up top to see if he gets something. Pulls a little high-low, making a run on Gardner on the bottom. They make a little contact. Gardner shuts the door, and Oakley moves right in back behind him. Ooh, a little bump between Oakley and Gardner. Making way for Wheelan to move up into the mix. It seems like with this leader contact that the pack is slowly going to catch. Oh, we got Nick Grice turned around in 1 and 2. He fires the car, gets it going. White flag's out for Gardner. See if he can take this one. Oh, Wheelan loops it in 1 and 2 as he makes contact with Oakley. Gardner's running away with this one. He's coming out of turn 4. Barring no setbacks, he's going to take the feature win tonight. We got another white flag. Wheelan gets it fired. And Gardner's coming down the backstretch again to win it one more time. It's Gardner pulling away from Oakley. He's going to shut it down in 3 and 4 and run it in for the win. Nice and smooth like. Gardner in first, Oakley in second, Sean Gardner in third. The 19J, the 356. The 8A, the 00, the 06, 735, 07, 25 JR, 58, 71, 3J. Yeah, it's a winner tonight's Thunderdog feature, Tim Gordiak. Tim, you and Jay Keith really had a good run going. How did the car work for you tonight?
The car was working really good. I could hear him on every corner. I knew I couldn't make a mistake. He was catching up to me, it seemed like on every turn. So I just made sure I paid attention, and it worked out well.
You seem to like the bottom line and go around you on the outside. How does that work for you?
Well, with these smaller metric chassis, you got to suck the bottom. Full-size cars like what you drive, they like the outside, and this is like a fish out of water on the outside.
Any sponsors help you'd like to thank for the car?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Red Carpet Realty, Robert Strickland, Dish Network, Bartholomew Oils, Team Simpson, and G&J Homes.
All right, it's the winner of tonight's Thunderdog feature, Tim Gordiak. This rocket tonight, it's the poet, Paul Jensen. Congratulations. Paul, you had a good run going, and once you got your tires heated up and you made a move to the high side, bye-bye.
I was 90% sure it wasn't going to work. It finally did, and we are okay.
The car really took off once you made your way up there. Is there any sponsors and help you'd like to thank for the car?
Wholesale Mulch and Central New York Claim Service.
All right. The Monday Modified feature, the poet, Paul Jensen. He's climbed up the car. It's the winner of tonight's Thunder Pup feature, Rich Gardner. Congratulations, Rich. Boy, this is a snappy little pup you got. You and Ryan had quite the bump battle going on at the end of the race, and you seemed to prevail. How did it work for you?
Well, you know, I slipped up a little bit in 4, and I thought I heard someone, but I didn't quite see him, so I tried blocking the line, and he got into me, but like I said, I didn't want to give up that spot, and he wanted it, and well, I guess I got lucky and ended up with it this time. But he's a tough competitor, and as a matter of fact, there's a lot of tough competitors in this class. It's harder and harder to win every week.
Well, you seem to do it week in and week out. Are there any sponsors and help you'd like to thank for the car?
Yeah, Clinton Street Cafe from down in Binghamton. Steve helps me out a lot, and I got to thank my daughter, Darian. She helps me a lot with the car. She helped me build it. She may only be 7 or 8, but she likes to help Dad.
Well, she seems to do quite a job. It's the winner of tonight's pup feature, Rich Gardner. It's the winner of tonight's 4-cylinder stock feature, Ken Carson III. Ken, as I do recall, this is your second win this year at Thunder Mountain Speedway. There's a lot of competition, and you seem to pull away and prevail. How'd the car work for you?
Car ran great. The track was definitely good for our car tonight. We got a little rough there near the end there with Lenny Miller, but we managed to get through it.
Is there any sponsors and help you'd like to thank for the car?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Cummings Machine Shop for building a good motor, Cardos Fabrication, and all my other sponsors that got me here.
And we'd also like to thank him. So winner tonight's 4-cylinder stock feature, Ken Carson III.